Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, prepare your ear holes for the best wrestling podcast, the hard-hitting wrestling show.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Hard Hittin Wrestling Show. My name is Obi Moniz and we have quite of a show we got going on between now and the next half hour. That's right, it is Money in the Bank this Sunday, May 10th, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and today's focus is the predictions of who is going to win and see on who's going to claim that briefcase and be the most favorite to win which title going on between now and 365 days. That's right. The winner of the Money in the Bank will have 1 full year to cash in the briefcase against anybody at any time for the World Championship title. Again, this Sunday, and we're going to start off with our first match. It is the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The New Day, who are the champions, versus the Forgotten Sons, versus The Miz and John Morrison, versus the Lucha House Party. Now we start with you, Frank. Who is your pick on this match?
New Day. Pretty much them. I mean, they just got the title back. Why have them lose it? I think if they're going to lose it in any type of fashion, would be on a 2-on-2 match. Not a 1-on-1 how they want it. Not a fatal 4-way or however the hell they want to do it nowadays. It's no. They're gonna keep the title.
Okay, Hector, what you got?
Yeah, I think the New Day is going to hold on to these titles right now, but the Forgotten Sons are going to make their presence really known in this match. But I think it's too premature for them to win these titles. The Lucha House Party, I don't really see them winning any titles. And of course, with Miz and Morrison, they're always going to be there on the hunt for these titles. So I think it'll be interesting going into the next couple of pay-per-views. But, keeping the New Day as champions, I think will be the best thing for now. But so I'm going with the New Day.
You would think that because they just won the title, they will hold on to it. And I'm a firm believer that that's semi-true. What I didn't expect was Miz and Morrison to lose the title at WrestleMania the way, well, not even at WrestleMania, it was the week after where they had the triple threat match. And it was a weird, and I'm going to tell you this right now, is that it's been a while since we've seen a traditional tag team championship on SmackDown. They had this in the Elimination Chamber, okay? I think the last time we actually seen a traditional match was at the Super Showdown between the Miz and Morrison versus the New Day. Ever since, we haven't had any traditional matches. If you want to see a traditional match, that's what happened last Monday when you had the Street Profits versus the Viking Raiders. Now, I could go on and talk about that match, which is totally idiotic. You could tune into HHWshow.com and read the blog about it. But as far as this one, I will take the New Day, but make no mistake about it, the Forgotten Sons are a team to reckon with. All right. These guys, former military, are stepping up to the plate and then making it known. They were forgotten at NXT, but they're making their presence in SmackDown. So I just cannot wait and see how they will progress here on out.
And just real quick, just how the New Day was able to be successful as a 3-man tag, right? I can see the Forgotten Sons doing that. You know what I'm saying? And who's to say they actually be the ones to dismantle the New Day and they become the best 3 trio out there.
Right. I'm sorry, I forgot one more person. Jovi, who's gonna win the match in SmackDown Tag Team?
The Forgotten Sons.
The Forgotten Sons.
Forgotten Sons. Wow. Hey, listen, he's been pretty good on the predictions every now and then.
Yeah, he's beating you quite often. Yeah, you're right.
No. He's beating Hector a lot. He's beating Hector a lot more than me, though.
I don't know. I can't check my stats. I do record those, by the way.
2020, I've been looking good so far in 2020. So
all right.
I don't know. I think
Hey, the SmackDown Women's Championship, we have Bailey versus Tamina. Frank, it's your call, man.
Bailey, I just don't see Tamina doing much. She's been around forever and not really done much, So I think on this one we're gonna stick with Bailey still.
All right, Hector.
I like Tamina. She's shown that she doesn't need help from nobody, even though people have been there to help her, especially the people like her family, the Usos, Nia Jax, people, Naomi, people been there to help her, but she's proven like, look, I don't need no help. But she's been plagued with so many injuries, and she's really up there in age to where, you're getting chance after chance, but you're not going through and getting that title. And I do not see them putting a title on her and making her mainstream for SmackDown at this time. So I'm going to go with Bayley to keep this title. Tamina's going to probably put it on her. Don't get me wrong, because she is a big, strong woman. But Bayley is so slick on how she finds a way of winning and holding on to that title. So I'm giving it to Bayley on this one.
I believe in karma. I really do. I believe that Bailey will win it, and it all depends on this scenario. It all depends when they give him this Money in the Bank match. If they did it like they did at the XL Center in Hartford, Connecticut last year, they had the women's Money in the Bank early, so that way Bailey was able to cash in that same pay-per-view, okay, on Charlotte Flair and won the SmackDown title, okay. And then she, thank you for letting me know. She had a choice that same night between Charlotte and Becky Lynch, and she went after Charlotte Flair and won the title. You know what I'm saying? I believe that's what had happened. I'm gonna have to double check because if I'm not mistaken, she did lose. She was a Becky Lynch two belts, right, during that time.
I think so.
I believe so.
Right. So anyhow, however it happened, bottom line, Bailey did cash in Money in the Bank that same night. So I think if the women's Money in the Bank is early, and maybe this certain person might come and cash it in right away, I think that will be awesome. But hey, I'll tell you later. I just don't want to give away my answer real quick. Who you got?
Tamina.
Puppy. You can just talk right here. All right. So he got Tamina.
Yeah.
We all have Bailey, and I understand that Tyler made his picks already. That'll be included on the HHWshow.com. But as we move forward to the Universal Championship, Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt. Who do you have?
The Monster Woman. The Universal Champion. Get these hands. Braun Strowman.
All right. Well said. Braun Strowman is going to win, man. Bray Wyatt, who doesn't win at his own self. I don't think that he's going to make that happen. I think Braun Strowman, he's going to defeat him, and somehow the Fiend is going to come out of him. And then we might see that rematch later down the road with the Fiend versus Braun Strowman. But in this match, it's Strowman all the way. Who you got, Frank?
Braun Strowman.
Okay.
I think he's gonna, fight his demons.
Okay.
Actually not fight, but overcome them.
All right, Hector.
Yeah, I got Braun Strowman in this one. I did not see his picture up in the Firefly Funhouse. So yeah, and we're talking about Bray Wyatt, not the Fiend. So Braun Strowman is going to win this match, but the Fiend is going to be playing mind games with him, I think, after the fact. So this is not over by far, but the match will go to Strowman though.
But what I want to know is, how did Strowman leave the family? And that's been unknown, and these are the questions that I'm asking. But we haven't gotten that answer yet. We know he left. Okay, how did you leave? Did you just say, "Yo, pieces, I'm out"? What caused him to leave? You know, I want the details. I want the dirt. I want to know everything, you know, because when he first came out of WWE, he was with the Wyatt family. So,
Yeah.
but anyhow, let's move on to the next championship. Is the WWE Championship, Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. Hey, Seth Rollins, man. I mean, you got to love the way he carries out himself when it comes to acting. You know, you have him as the Shield. Then he turned his back on the Shield. And then all of a sudden he's now the good guy, you know, and then he's back as a bad guy. And now he's all over the place. Now he's the Messiah. And now he's even more deeper. He's like he's one of those scary little dudes that you don't want to be at his house. You know what I mean? Because when he talks to you, you'd be like, my life, my soul is gonna leave out of here or something. You know, he's a psycho, man. But I like it, but not enough for him to beat Drew McIntyre right now, to be honest with you. That it's so much. I'll be surprised if Seth Rollins actually pulls it out and wins. But that's just me. Frank, who you got?
Wow, I was gonna say Braun Strowman. Wow, McIntyre.
We're gonna do this
I
again.
got McIntyre on the way. Yeah. I got McIntyre to win this one. I don't see Seth Rollins pulling this one off.
Okay.
McIntyre has all the momentum right now.
Hector?
Both these guys got strength. Both these guys got quality. You know, you would think you give the experience to Seth Rollins, you know, because he was the architect before he became the Messiah, you know, and how he can change gimmicks and it still works for him is a great thing. That's why I think with Roman Reigns not here in the picture, he is the face of the WWE, you know, and you don't have to put a belt around his waist for him to be that face. Drew McIntyre is fresh off a winning that title. He's not going to lose that title. If Rollins was to win his match, he's not walking away with that belt. I'm sorry to say that, but I'm giving this one to McIntyre. I think he still has the momentum, you know, coming off of the win against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. He still has this momentum. And, you know, we're seeing a whole different side of this, you know, the Scottish psychopath. And so, yeah, but it should be a very, very great matchup. So, yeah, I
don't know, man. I'd rather see Drew McIntyre as a heel. I think it was better as a heel. I don't like this nice, kind Drew McIntyre. Look at how tall he is. Look how much, dude. He put on so much muscles. You know, tone his body compared. I mean, before he left, he looked like 3MB, but he don't look like a guy that was part of 3MB. You know, I mean, I have to pick Drew on this one. Again, he just won the WWE Championship. You're not going to give it away. I mean, then you just wasted your time having him and Brock Lesnar. So, yeah, what you got, Daddy?
The Scottish old psychopath, Drew McIntyre.
All right, enough said. Case closed. Let's move on to the hottest women's Money in the Bank match. And in this match, we have Asuka, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, and Carmella. And Hector, you have the floor.
You know, I don't think corporate building is going to be able to hold this kind of matchup with these women. I mean, this is going to be awesome. And looking at the scenarios of, you know, who we have in here, you know, we're talking about the Princess of Staten Island, who's won it, 2 times, right? You know, and I think what's kind of weird is the dark horse is Dana Brooks, honestly. I mean, I kind of almost scratched her out of this. I don't see how she will win it, but I can see how everybody else can win it. But at the end of the day, I am going for Nia Jax, okay? Because my reasoning is you don't need to put a briefcase in Shayna Baszler's hand. She's going to get this title shot sooner or later, whether it be a singles or a triple threat. She's going to get Becky. She's going to get her hands on Becky Lynch. I just think that it has to be someone else who's going to get into this. Lacey Evans, you don't need to put a briefcase in her hands to go after Bailey. You know, even though Sasha Banks is somewhere floating around in the wild card and all this, you know, Asuka, she's just becoming a menace to society, to everybody, you know, being a thorn, especially in the Baszler's side. So I don't know if that could be something between them two. So that's why I'm going with Nia Jax. She's coming back, you know, full force, healed up, ready to go, and she means business. And I think she's going to get that briefcase and maybe potentially become a 2-time women's champion again.
So, Nia Jax, huh?
Yes.
Who you got? You can say it. They can hear you.
Nia Jax.
Oh.
Oh, he agreed.
He told me Nia Jax before you started, Hector. So, Frank, who you got?
Shayna Baszler. I think she's gonna go ahead and take it. Even though Hector says, "Oh, she doesn't need a briefcase," you're right. She doesn't really need a briefcase to be relevant, but she might need that briefcase to beat Becky Lynch. Because you know what? They went up against each other, and who won? Becky. So Shayna Baszler is going to take it, and she's going to come back and beat Becky and have the title.
All right. Fair enough. I'm trying to see if there was a pattern here, and I don't. I know that, like I said, Bayley won it last year, and she was on SmackDown. Before that, Alexa Bliss won it. And then before that, we had Carmella, who won it back-to-back. Honestly, I don't know if
was Alexa on Raw when she won it?
I'm trying to,
because that's what I'm trying to remember also.
Well, during that time, Alexa Bliss was engaged with Ember Moon, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Natalya, Lana, Naomi, and Sasha Banks. So it's just so many females there. It was Carter. I don't remember, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying. It's kind of hard to see a pattern.
I have a gut feeling that Lacey Evans is going to win. I think our Marine is going to go up there and she's going to reach that briefcase, okay, between the American flag and WWE flag, okay, and she's going to hold it up in the air along with the men's, because the men's and women are happening simultaneously, okay, and she's going to represent and she's going to have paybacks. And that's why I was going to tell you, and this is my scenario, that if that was to happen, and that was probably the first segment of the pay-per-view, and to see Bayley versus Tamina, she could be able to cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase and finally defeat Bayley after she gets whooped by Tamina, okay, and come out as a winner and be the SmackDown Women's Champion. That's just my opinion, okay? And then it's going to cause more chaos, because now you have Bayley and Sasha Banks with no belts, but Sasha wants to get even with Lacey Evans, but at the same time, Bayley wants her title back. And that's when you're going to have friction. Okay? So that's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for Lacey Evans on this. But hey, we're going through, man. We're going to the main event right now.
This is going to be interesting, man, because, you know, with both of them going on simultaneously, we've never seen this before. No. And who's to say that something could happen that they cross, you know, with the match, you know, and Nia Jax wound up running into somebody like Rey Mysterio again, you know.
Well, we can't say Randy Orton, but
yeah.
But hey, the interesting part is, and like I said, we don't know. Like I said, they're starting in the first floor, so they're going to be in the office for the intel that I'm getting. They're going to go and smash whatever it is, no matter if Vince's office, anybody's office, to go all the way up. No telling if they're going to have elevators, escalators, or whatever it is that they have in that building, okay? To the fact that they're going to be outdoors, the briefcase is in the at the roof. So what they say, right? So if they still have to climb a ladder at the corporate building, I still don't see anybody else um, that be able to. Maybe Dana Brooke, because Dana Brooke is very athletic. She's done stuff like that, acrobatic stuff before. So in that circumstances, I think she's tough enough to win it. And then you have Lacey Evans, who is also the Marine that could battle through any conditions if they want to play that role. As far as Asuka, I think Asuka and Shayna Baszler are going to be tangling too much that they're going to be distracted, and I think they're going to cancel out. And as far as Nia Jax is concerned, I think she's going to take a back seat on this. It doesn't hurt her anyway. For anyone to lose the Money in the Bank, it doesn't hurt their status at all. So, but hey, move on to men's Money in the Bank, which is interesting right now because the fact that the odds were in favor, and maybe he still is, but I'm looking at it as King Corbin that was favorite until last night when AJ Styles came to the picture and he defeated Humberto Carrillo. Now, I was remembering what you had said, Hector, that the times that AJ Styles has won really was against people that weren't in that level of championship, such as Ricochet, Cedric Alexander, Humberto Carrillo, who he already had fought before. You know, these guys, I mean, he was the United States champion. That's all he has done at Raw. But I think that because he fought The Undertaker, I think now he has a bigger status, and that's why I think he's going to be the favorite to win. But out of everybody, I think it's a scapegoat for AJ Styles to sneak in, take it, and then just wait. Okay, he is now playing the heel because after the match, he continued to attack Humberto Carrillo. And here, check this out. Not to change your picks or change your minds, but if that's okay. But we have two baby faces as champions, Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman. To be the bad guy to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. And I only see two bad guys. I see AJ Styles and I see King Corbin. Okay? One of those two is guaranteed winning the Money in the Bank. The question is who? Okay? It sounds like the New Day. Who? Right? But then you mentioned something about, wow, he singled out two superstars. And I'm thinking while we're talking, I'm like, man, you know what? You have a point there. You know, what's really really going on. But it's a hard decision. So before I make my final decision out of AJ Styles or Baron Corbin, I want to know what your guys is. So Frank, you want in on this? Or you all right? No? Okay.
Okay.
So we'll wait. We'll wait till he waves. So you tell me, Hector, what do you see?
AJ Styles actually has thrown in the monkey wrench in all this. Because honestly, I was looking at Aleister Black, but when I started thinking about way before even what you said, I was thinking about you got Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman. Who's going to be the better fit with a briefcase in their hand that can actually antagonize a champion, you know, between now and next year. And I'm thinking that it will fit more of AJ Styles, you know, just to give Drew McIntyre more challenging, you know, competition as a new champion. You know, Braun Strowman, well, King Corbin can go after him all he wants without a briefcase. I mean, but to me, I think the main focus is going to be on Raw, not SmackDown here. And I think AJ Styles is the one that's going to get this briefcase because, again, I feel like he is a different AJ that came out of this with the Undertaker match. So, you know, I think there's going to be a little more ruthless aggression here with AJ Styles. And so since he knows he has a history with Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black in a way, I'm going with AJ Styles in this one. I think it'd just be fitting to put a briefcase in his hand and to just keep poking at the monster of, you know, Drew McIntyre, you know what I'm saying? And who knows that Seth Rollins intervene in all this stuff? Who knows? But I'm going with AJ Styles in this. So
I'm glad you mentioned that, man, because it makes so much sense. Because you have, watch this, and we were there. All right, last year's Money in the Bank, we saw Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles. Seth Rollins won the match, fair and square. And as much as Seth Rollins did not want to accept the defeat, but then stared at him and just pretty much shook his hand and walked away. I could see it.
yes,
I could see it. I did say karma before, didn't I?
yeah.
On that scenario, once Seth Rollins does win the title, here comes AJ, and then it takes it away.
Yep. Then you have a triangle between these three.
Frank,
I say AJ Styles. I mean, look.
we
Going
convinced
into
you,
it-
huh?
No. No, I was actually convinced yesterday. You know, going into it, I was thinking of Black. You know, have him get a push his way over there. But once AJ came in, I was like, it's AJ Styles. There's no one else to give it to.
We'll see. I mean, like I said, that could be a distraction to everybody, you know, and we'll see, man. We'll see.
AJ.
We'll see.
Because you
It
put
could-
it,
It
because
could
if
be a
you-
curveball, though. It could be a curveball, a distracting. And again, any of these six, whether it's man or woman, have the potential, you know. But the hardest part is that we don't have a crowd, you know.
Yeah.
And I lost Frank on this.
because I'm thinking if they put the briefcase in Daniel Bryan's hand and he go after Braun Strowman, what are we really going to see there? You know what I'm saying? Otis, I think he's going to get distracted with Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler, you know, is going to intervene somehow, some way because he beat Ziggler to get in there. So I think that's what kind of cancels that out. I mean, I really do like Aleister Black, and I like the fact that they're giving him an opportunity here. You know, I did say that, you know, he should become a future champion one day. You know, give him that shot, and this could be his opportunity. You know, who knows? I mean, but I like where Raw is going more than I do with SmackDown, honestly.
Right.
No, even though we have no crowd, but I just like we got Drew McIntyre, we got the Messiah, we got AJ Styles back, we got Aleister Black, who's up and coming and taking names and numbers. So I like that better than, you know, the SmackDown where we got King Corbin always being a thorn and always putting himself into things, and Braun Strowman's champ. You got Bray Wyatt and The Fiend running around there, and you got Daniel Bryan. So I like the Raw side of this. I think it's more of a better, interesting storyline there. So that's why I got AJ Styles in this one.
Yeah. We got his pick. I don't know what's going on with Frank. You hear us?
I think he's
All right.
muted.
So anyhow, hey, that's what's going on. We have one more pick, and that is Jovi right here for the Money in the Bank. Who do you pick?
Onus, and he has never won a Money in the Bank match.
That's right. This is actually his first Money in the Bank. And that's another point. I'm glad that Jovi brought that up is, you know, we have new superstars coming in. Aleister Black, Otis, and it would have been Apollo Crew, but because his knee injury, that allowed AJ Styles to come up. So
we got 4 good high flyers in this match, you know, and then 2 big guys to even it out. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a lot of crashing into these ladders and trying to get up there. We're going to see a lot of brutality, and I like it. But I like what they're doing with Otis. They're pushing him, you know, kind of away from his partner. They, you know, I think they got something good with him right now. So I think they just keep that storyline with Ziggler going for a little bit and Mandy. I think it'll be okay.
Yeah. Well, hey, that pretty much we're going to conclude our show. Thanks again for everyone to listen in to the Hard Hittin' Wrestling Show. For all the YouTube followers, you'll catch this feed later on tonight. For everybody else, you can replay this or you can hear our podcast, The Hard Hittin Wrestling Show, whether on Spotify, Apple, iTunes. I mean, we're at like 7 different platforms, including Pandora. So all the fans that's listening from Pandora, thank you very much. We received the highest rating from Pandora. I'm surprised. Usually it's Spotify, but thank you. And for everyone, not only in the United States but everyone overseas, I'd like to thank everybody there. Hey, visit hhwshow.com to find out the latest news, rumors, predictions, results, everything that's happening in the WWE Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. So here we are at the close. Check it out. You're listening to the Hard Hittin Wrestling Show.
Be sure to visit hhwshow.com where you can find all the Clovercrest Media sports shows, including the Hard Hittin Wrestling Show, All 4 Downs, and Keys to the City. If you ever want to do a podcast, this is the place to do it. Starting at just $15 a month, you can get unlimited hosting and $50 for full service. Visit clovercrestmedia.com for more information.
A big thank you to the StreamYard for their fine streaming service. For Tyler Bard, Frank Cuesta, and Hector Vasquez, I am Ovi Muniz. Thank you for listening to the Hard Hittin Wrestling Show.